On a snowy night, Joo-yeon is sitting in her car, talking to her fiancé, Soo-hyun. He works for special intelligence. She tells him she just visited the orphanage. While they talk, a man walks up to her car and asks if she has a flat tire. She says the tow truck is on the way, but he checks the tire himself anyway. Soo-hyun tells her to stay inside, wait for the tow truck, and keep the doors locked. He sings her a soft song over the phone and apologizes for working on her birthday. He promises to come home early. The man tells her the tow truck might take a while. She politely thanks him and says she'll keep waiting. He walks back to his school van, but doesn't leave. Suddenly, he runs up, smashes the window, and hits her on the head with a hammer. Kyung-chul drags Joo-yeon's body, now wrapped in a plastic sheet, into a dark, empty building. He chains her to a pillar. Looking at her, he says it'll be easier to cut her up because her body is soft. Joo-yeon is still alive. She begs him to stop and pleads for her life, telling him she's pregnant. But he doesn't care. He begins cutting her body like a butcher, separating her limbs one by one. As he removes her hand, her engagement ring slips off and falls into a nearby drain. When he's done, he calmly cleans the entire place, leaving no trace behind. While playing outside, a young boy finds a black plastic bag. Curious, he looks inside and finds a human ear. Later that night, police are searching the area. They've blocked off the scene and are gathering evidence. Chief Jong, Joo-yeon's father, arrives at the scene. He asks if the victim is his daughter, but the police aren't sure yet. As they search near the water, they find a head. The press and police rush toward it. The officers quickly place it in a box to send for forensics. But in the chaos, someone drops the box, and Joo-yeon's head rolls out. Soo-hyun sees it clearly. He breaks down in tears. Chief Jong speaks with Soo-hyun. He says they're lucky they found her body. Otherwise, she might have never been found. Even after working as a police detective for 30 years, he couldn't save his own daughter. He breaks down and asks Soo-hyun for forgiveness. The whole family is shattered. Soo-hyun stands over and makes a quiet promise. He will make her killer pay for all the pain. He takes 2 weeks off from work. His team is shocked. Just a week ago, he had gotten engaged. Before leaving, Soo-hyun gets a small GPS tracker from a colleague. Chief Jung gives him a list of main suspects marked by the police, all men with records of similar crimes. Later, Joo-yeon's sister-in-law, Se-yeon, brings groceries for her father. Soo-hyun quietly leaves to begin his hunt. Soo-hyun pins photos of the suspects on his wall and takes pictures of each with his phone. That night, he sneaks into the house of one of the suspects. He beats the man, ties him up, and shows him photos from the crime scene, trying to trigger a memory. The man denies everything. Soo-hyun doesn't hold back. He hits him in the groin with an axe. Later, at the hospital, the man suddenly confesses to murdering the girl. Detective Ho is shocked, wondering how he changed so quickly. They have no idea what went wrong, but the suspect is now begging for help. Soo-hyun moves on to the next name. He finds the man riding a motorbike and crashes into him with his car, then beats him up without saying much. He's growing more restless. That same night at a bus stop, a young woman is waiting alone. Kyung-chul pulls up in his van and offers her a ride, saying the bus won't come this late. At first, she refuses, but after he insists a few times, she finally agrees. Inside the van, he pretends to drop something behind the seat. Suddenly, he grabs a steel pipe and starts beating her. She's terrified and can't even scream before he hits her again and again. Later, in his hideout, he cuts the body using a large steel blade hanging on the wall, and after calmly plays the guitar. Soo-hyun visits the home of Kyung-chul's parents. He pretends to be an insurance agent needing to verify his identity. Kyung-chul's mother confirms it's her son, but his father tells Soo-hyun that Kyung-chul doesn't care about anyone, not even his own parents or child. Outside, Soo-hyun sees a young boy playing soccer. It's Kyung-chul's son. He gently asks if he knows where his dad lives. The boy gives him the address. Soo-hyun goes to the place and starts searching his room. He breaks locked drawers. Inside, he finds personal belongings, women's handbags, bloody lingerie, and shoes. Then he sees a door leading to another room. He steps in and notices bloodstains on the floor. He looks closer and finds something that stops him cold: Joo-yeon's engagement ring. Grief hits him hard as he realizes this is where she died. Soo-hyun secretly bugs Kyung-chul's car. That same day, Kyung-chul goes to pick up a group of students in his van. While driving them home, the police visit the school asking for him. The teacher tries to call him, but Kyung-chul ignores the call. After dropping off the other girls, one student remains asleep in the back seat. Instead of waking her, he drives her to a remote greenhouse. Inside, he ties her up and uses a stick to lift her skirt. He starts taking off her clothes, saying hateful things like, "Damn bitches in the world are always against me." Just as he's about to rape her, he hears a sound nearby. He grabs his axe and follows the noise but sees no one. Then, a man walks in and he switches on the lights. It's Soo-hyun. Kyung-chul is surprised. He wonders how the police found him so quickly and says, maybe they don't know who they're dealing with. They start fighting. Soo-hyun overpowers him and chokes him with a plastic cover until he passes out. Kyung-chul hits his head on a stone. But Soo-hyun doesn't kill him. He leaves him there, unconscious, with an envelope full of cash next to him. Kyung-chul wakes up in the greenhouse, bloodied and confused. He can't believe he's still alive. He abandons the van and starts walking down a quiet road, trying to get a ride. He has no idea that Soo-hyun is tracking his every move. Car after car passes by without stopping, until a taxi finally pulls up. Kyung-chul gets in. There's already a man sitting in the back seat. The driver keeps talking, saying Kyung-chul is lucky to find a taxi this late at night. Kyung-chul glances into the rearview mirror and notices the man in the back reaching for something. He suddenly lets out a laugh. The driver asks, "What's so funny?" Kyung-chul replies, "How unlucky you are." He then pulls out a knife and violently kills both men inside the taxi. The car crashes into a roadside tree. Kyung-chul opens the trunk and finds a dead body inside. It turns out the driver and passenger were planning to rob him. He takes their bag, washes his face with water, dumps all three bodies near a pond, and disappears into the night. The next morning, Soo-hyun tracks Kyung-chul's signal and arrives at the pond. He finds the dead bodies left behind. Meanwhile, Kyung-chul drives the stolen taxi to a small hospital. A doctor treats his injuries and tells him to take it easy. Kyung-chul gets angry when the doctor casually calls him son. He warns the doctor to watch his mouth. Outside, he harasses a nurse, asking her how old she is and if she has a boyfriend. He throws some money at her, tosses the prescription paper aside, and walks off. Later, while the nurse is alone in the storage room, she turns around and sees Kyung-chul sitting behind her. He locks the door. He tells her he was about to have fun the night before, but someone ruined it. He sits on a stool and tells her to take off her clothes. The nurse, terrified, slowly starts unbuttoning her shirt. She begs him to stop, but he throws something at her. Just then, Soo-hyun, who has been listening through the tracker, rushes to the hospital. Kyung-chul begins to unzip his pants and tries to force the nurse to take it in her mouth. Before he can go further, Soo-hyun bursts in with a fire extinguisher and smashes it into Kyung-chul's face. He punches him several times and tells the nurse to wait to treat his wounds. Then he leans in close and whispers to Kyung-chul, "Don't get weak. This is just the beginning. Your nightmare's only getting worse." He takes a knife and cuts deep into Kyung-chul's ankle. Later, Kyung-chul wakes up in a taxi, his wound bandaged, still alive, and still being hunted. Kyung-chul is furious. Limping and in pain, he grabs a screwdriver and starts walking along the road, looking for a ride. A military truck passes by and stops, but there are too many soldiers for him to try anything. He keeps walking. Eventually, he reaches a remote house. It was squatted by his old friend Tae-ju and Tae-ju's girlfriend. Soo-hyun is tracking him and follows the signal. He parks quietly outside the house and waits. Back at home, Chief Jung calls Soo-hyun, asking if he's okay. He warns him that the police are also closing in on Kyung-chul. He begs him to stop. Soo-hyun takes the phone and also pleads with Soo-hyun to let it go. She says this won't bring her sister back and will only hurt the family more. But Soo-hyun is calm and determined. He says this isn't pointless. Inside the house, Kyung-chul is having dinner with Tae-ju and his girlfriend. Kyung asks how they can eat human flesh. Tae-ju starts getting emotional, talking about the old days, how they once dreamed of forming a group to change the world. But Kyung-chul isn't interested. He just eats in silence. Tae-ju tells him the man hunting him is probably related to one of the women he killed. He warns Kyung-chul that he messed up this time. He says, "You created a monster, someone just like us, but now he's hunting you." Tae-ju tells him to rest. He'll go prepare the next meal. Lying on the bed, Kyung-chul stares into the dark, lost in thought. He begins to realize that Soo-hyun isn't just chasing him, he's hunting him. Meanwhile, Tae-ju walks to his freezer and opens it. Inside are frozen human body parts. He then unlocks a room and drags out a girl who's chained up. He pulls her into the kitchen. He threatens her, saying things will get worse if she screams like her sister. Pointing at her, he says, "Hands, feet, then head." Soo-hyun is making his way to get in. Just as he's about to kill her, the music tape he's playing stops. He turns around to fix it, but when he looks back, the girl is gone. He's shocked. At the same time, Kyung-chul wakes up. He remembers the ring on Soo-hyun's hand. Suddenly, he realizes which girl he had killed. Soo-hyun's fiancée. Downstairs, Soo-hyun confronts Tae-ju and they start fighting. Soo-hyun repeats, "Hands, feet, then head," trying to scare him. Kyung-chul hears the noise and grabs a gun. Just as Soo-hyun is about to cut off Tae-ju's hand, Kyung-chul shoots at him. Soo-hyun quickly escapes. Tae-ju's girlfriend is now awake. Kyung-chul smashes a mirror and climbs up to another room to hide. Kyung-chul unties Tae-ju. Soo-hyun prepares for a fight. He takes out hidden spear and pins, setting a trap. As he moves in to strike, Tae-ju's girlfriend sees him and attacks. Soo-hyun hits her and pushes her aside, then reaches for his spear. Suddenly, Tae-ju jumps at him. Soo-hyun fights back, stabbing him in the head with the spear again and again. Kyung-chul is coming upstairs and throws the sharp pins on the floor before hiding. Kyung-chul steps on them and stumbles in pain. Soo-hyun charges and attacks him without hesitation. He beats him brutally, yelling, "Why?" over and over again. Then he ties Kyung-chul up, drags him to the car, and drives off. The next morning, the police arrive at the house. They pull out the bodies of Tae-ju and his girlfriend, but to their surprise, both are still alive. Detective Ho meets with Chief Jong at his home. He asks him to help stop Soo-hyun. Chief Jong hands him a photo, hoping it'll help track him down. Meanwhile, Soo-hyun's colleague meets him and tells him it's time to hand over Kyung-chul. But Soo-hyun refuses. He calmly says, "I'm not done yet." The colleague brings up the GPS tracker, worried it could be found. Soo-hyun quickly tells him to be quiet. He walks over to the window and pulls back the curtain slightly to check if Kyung-chul overheard anything. His colleague says not to worry, Kyung is passed out. But what they don't know is that Kyung-chul is awake. He's listening to everything. Soo-hyun drops Kyung-chul again, this time inside a large, dark tunnel. But Kyung isn't scared anymore. He's calm. He knows he's being tracked. He starts talking out loud, telling Soo-hyun he made a mistake by not killing him. He promises to make him feel real pain. Kyung goes to a small pharmacy and gets medicine to remove the GPS capsule from his body. He speaks into the tracker and warns Soo-hyun. If he doesn't arrive in time, the pharmacist will die. Then, to push him further, Kyung cruelly mentions that Ju-yeon was pregnant and begged for her life before he killed her. This sends Soo-hyun into a rage. He races to the pharmacy. When he arrives, he finds the pharmacist bleeding badly. Meanwhile, Kyung has already removed the GPS tracker from his body and placed it inside another man, tricking Soo-hyun and throwing him off his trail. Soo-hyun is lost. The GPS tracker is no longer working, and he doesn't know where Kyung-chul went. Then, Kyung-chul calls Chief Ho. Calmly, he says he's ready to turn himself in. Soo-hyun rushes to the hospital and finds Tae-ju. He demands to know where Kyung might go next. Tae-ju tells him, "You messed with the wrong guy. First your girl, then her family, and only then he'll turn himself to the cops." He says Kyung first gives pleasure, and they take it away. Soo-hyun snaps. He forces Tae-ju's mouth open and stretches it painfully, leaving him with a twisted, permanent smile. After that, Soo-hyun calls his colleague to check if Kyung-chul has really contacted the police. He gets confirmation, but also realizes Kyung is heading straight to the family. He tries to call his father-in-law, but it's too late. Kyung-chul is already there, pretending to be a delivery man at Chief Jang's home. Soo-hyun is terrified and calls Detective Ho for help. He sends police to the house immediately. Everyone is now racing to Jang's home. Kyung-chul has already attacked Chief Jang and tied him up in the kitchen. While calmly eating strawberries, he tells him that Ju-yeon didn't even look much like her father. Then, without warning, he starts beating Jang in the face with a heavy object. Just then, Se-yeon rings the bell and walks into the house. Kyung hides and attacks her too. Later, Soo-hyun arrives at the house. Police are already outside. Detective Ho is angry. He blames Soo-hyun for dragging the family into danger. Inside, Chief Jang is found injured, but Se-yeon is missing. Suddenly, Kyung-chul calls Detective Ho. He demands to speak with Soo-hyun. While they search the area, police find a body in a garbage bin. Kyung tells Soo-hyun over the phone, "I won." Covered in blood, Kyung walks into the middle of the road, waving at people like nothing happened. As the police move in to arrest him, Soo-hyun drives in fast and grabs him first. He takes Kyung to his secret hideout. There, Soo-hyun tortures him, burning his skin with a lit cigarette. Kyung begs for death, but Soo-hyun tells him no. He says real revenge is killing him at the most painful moment. Soo-hyun sets up a trap. A large blade hanging over Kyung's head, tied to ropes and rigged to trigger. He shoves a rope into Kyung's mouth and locks him in. As Soo-hyun walks away, Kyung's family arrives at the hideout looking for him. Kyung hears his young son calling and starts to panic. He cries and begs them not to open the door. But they do. The trap is triggered, and the blade drops, killing Kyung instantly in front of his family. Outside, Soo-hyun hears the scream and stops. Tears run down his face. He got his revenge, but he became a monster in the pursuit of finding one.